the item that was related, the stroke item? No?
No.
Yes, he did? No. So, one of the items was, Rich and Rob made a video that people should watch so that they can recognize this. It helps show them the signs of a stroke so you can recognize them when somebody around you is having a stroke. And a girl who was helping her mom in Gishwiz saw the video and was like getting her friends to retweet it or something, which was the item. You had to get people to retweet this video. And then went over to her grandfather's house, who was having a stroke. And because of the video, she was like, oh, you're having a stroke, we're calling the 911. And it probably saved him from serious harm, which is probably awesome. Yeah, we had a good year for doing some good things. We raised so much money for those Syrian refugee families. I think we're at almost $220,000. Amazing thing, and we started with one family where we thought we'll just target everybody's attention and we'll see if we can change the situation of one family. We can't solve all the problems, but we can change one family who's having a really, really miserable experience. And then the floodgates opened, the Gishwiz floodgates opened, and I was like, oh, we have to find another family. Like, we have enough money to take care of this family for the next 3 years. Get them into an apartment, get them food, get them housing, get the kids in school. We had enough money for that family for 3 years, and then we added another family, and then we had enough money for them to get housing and medical attention and get the kids in school for 3 years. So we added 2 more families, and now we have enough money that we're looking for another family too. It is very cool to be able to play a game that, by the way, the intention of Gishwiz is not it's not trying to like sugarcoat charitable activities so that the bad taste goes down easier or something like that. The point is to have an amazing time with a game, and I think part of the fun of the game is finding ways that we can do good things. But it's not like the purpose, and we're not trying to like, I don't know, find a sneaky way to get people to be charitable or something. It's just an awesome integrated thing into the fabric of the game, which I really love. And this year was really good for that. We also raised another $50,000 for clean water in Africa, which is amazing. So good work, everybody who did that, and good work, everybody who didn't do it, because you saved yourself a tremendous amount of suffering, which is also good. So it's a win-win across the board. Hi.
First off, I just want to thank you for existing, because I do think that the world is a way better place because you're in it.
That was very kind of you to say, thank you.
You're welcome. My question is actually, you did such a phenomenal job of playing Lucifer this year. So I was wondering, what other character...
Can we have this woman ask all of the questions? Yes?
I was wondering what other character from Supernatural's history you think you could portray as awesome as you did Lucifer.
Dean. That's a good one. Sam. I think I could play, any of them well. Probably. We have kicked around the idea of somehow having Dean, like Castiel's possessed by the spirit of Dean or something like that, so we could do that. And I kind of workshopped it with the writers to make sure that they, that they felt it could work, and it did work. Because I was like, I can show you. It was like, hey, damn. Damn, I can't find the demon knight. And the writers were pretty impressed. Yeah, it was pretty cool. This was a couple years ago. I remember distinctly out of class being like, man, that was so weird because it was like I was looking at Castiel's face, but it was just so clearly Dean.
They're saying I really want the more pie.
I guess it's just because we've been around each other so much, and I can pick up on the nuances of the character stuff.
Damn. God damn it, Sam, that pie looks good.
If you guys, if anybody happened to be, videoing that, just go ahead and don't post that on Jensen's social media feeds. So, hi.
Hey, I actually flew 14 hours from Israel to be here.
Oh my goodness.
Mostly because of you.
What? Well, we're very glad that you made it. Have you been here before?
No, never. Like
Really?
in the US or in
Yes,
the country?
in the US.
In the US I've been, yeah.
Okay.
For my bat mitzvah.
For your bat mitzvah?
Yeah, when I
Really?
turned 12, yeah.
Why did you come to the States for your bat mitzvah? I would think that you'd have the technology to run one of those in Israel.
I don't know, because it's cool, we flew to Orlando.
Oh, that is cool. Did you bring all of your friends too?
No,
No.
only my parents.
Oh, that's not so cool. But you're welcome. You're welcome back to our country. We're very happy to have you here again. How long are you here for?
It's my last week. I've been here a week already.
Nice. And are you just in this area, or are you going to Chicago and New York?
I've been to New York, Orlando, New Haven, and Washington.
Awesome. Why New Haven? Why New Haven?
Because I want to go to Yale.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say. Smarty pants. Yeah. So are you doing the college tour? Is that part of your trip?
Yeah.
You went to Yale and you went to Columbia.
No.
No. You went to NYU.
No.
Just Yale.
Yeah,
You're only going to
I
Yale.
have my heart set on Yale.
She's like, well, I'm far too smart for Columbia.
Can I ask you the question?
No. All right, let's see. Okay. What have you got?
I wanted to ask this question for a year now. It's a little bit overdue, but in Lazarus Rising, the handprint on Dean's shoulder, was it really your hand? Did they use your hand as a stencil?
Yes, they did. That was actually, that was my first episode on the show, and at the time, they didn't think that I was going to be on the show for long. So there's a little bit of a different attitude. They treat actors a little bit differently when they're just coming and going. It's sort of like, frankly, they treat us as, the actors that are guest stars that are just going to be on for a short while are treated as disposable, essentially. And so what they did is they actually put my hand in a hot furnace until the blood inside my hand was boiling and blistering. And it was so hot that when I touched his skin, it transferred a burn to him. So that's how they did that. That was earlier on in the show. That was only season 4, so a lot of the computer, CGI technology wasn't where it is today. So they were doing a lot more of that kind of stuff. I've actually had a complete hand transplant since then. So I can't feel anything. I can't feel anything in this hand. Was it this hand or was it the other one? There you go. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, but a little sort of behind the scenes information about how we do some of the makeup and stuff on the show. Do you still have that scar? It kind of went away, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he did. That's what it was. He had a skin graft. It's funny, actually. You guys don't know this, but Dean, he had that handprint on his shoulder, and what they did, because that's like a very prominent place, and you can see it a lot, like whenever you are wearing a tank top or something, you see this handprint scar, and it's pretty weird if you think about it, Like, it looks like you were touched by some weird monster, right? And then, you know, for poor Dean, everybody was asking a lot of questions and stuff like that. So what they did is they did a skin graft, and they took a piece of skin that's like this, that looks just like that, off of his right butt cheek, and they grafted it onto his shoulder. So now he has like a handprint, you know, mark on his butt, but you know, it's not nearly as prominent. So, pardon me? Okay, that felt like a non sequitur. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Misha. I'm sorry if my voice is shaky, but this is my first convention, and I saw my name up there. I was like, thanks, Jesus.
Baby Jesus got involved here. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Can I just sidebar for 1 second? So somebody recently said whenever I was Castiel, they were like, well, you know, I shouldn't be laughing about this. Well, you know how, like, whenever you're Castiel and you touch Dean's shoulder, you touch Dean on the right shoulder, but whenever you were possessed by somebody else or a human, you touch Dean on the left shoulder, right? And I was like, oh yeah. And they said, was that in the script, or was that director's choice, or is that just actor's choice? And I was like, no, that's across the board, always in the script. Not in the script. And she walked away when I was like, I had no idea. So I think that woman still thinks that is true. But the truth is, a lot of the times it's like, wait a minute, we don't know, nobody on set can remember how to do these things. Like, so wait a minute, when we're teleporting, what do? Do I touch you on the forehead? No, that's healing. We touch you on the shoulder. So a lot of times, like, we do the I'm gonna knock you unconscious move when we're trying to teleport or trying to heal somebody, or I'm doing the, you know, suck a demon out of you move when I'm trying to heal you. So Cass is actually like screwing stuff up all the time because neither myself nor anyone else on the crew can remember what we're doing.
Hi again.
Hi again.
Okay, so my question
Yes.
is, you know, a little weird, but I mean...
It's your first con, what the hell? Why not?
Yeah.
Live it up.
So, my question is, why are Cass's lips so chapped? Like, can we get some EOS or baby lips up in here? Like,
Some what? What are the products that you're pushing?
EOS or baby lips by Maybelline, you know? They're like, come in the different tubes. There's like Dr. Medicine, or like original, you know?
Are you like a multi-level marketing Maybelline sales rep?
But come to me after the show.
You've got some free samples.
Yeah, I'm an Avon lady.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Cass, so Cass, here's the problem for Cass. Cass has he's in the unfortunate situation of being in a vessel that is portrayed by a guy who goes out in the sun and doesn't wear chapstick. So, tough luck for him. Thanks so much for your question.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. Okay, so I just want to say that you have helped me through so much of my life. Oh my God. Sorry. I struggled through a lot while watching Supernatural, and I think both your character and you as a person really helped me get through that, and I'm so thankful for that. I'm so sorry. Okay, so my question was, what was your experience as like a teenager with like, because I know you've said before that you were like bullied and stuff, and at times you didn't really have like a home really. So like, what's your full experience with that?
Well, first of all, let me give you a quick hug.
I know, I can't really put that up right now. Use another hand.
Back up this way. I've discovered that I've stranded myself. I think it's an amazing thing about this show to find that it has served as a lifeline. This is an enormous stage. It served as a lifeline in many ways for a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons. They identify with characters or something that an actor on the show has said resonates with them, or the community that has evolved organically around the show has served as a safety net for so many people. And that is something that I feel truly blessed to be a part of. It's just an amazing phenomenon that is very rare and very precious, and I think that we're all very lucky to be a part of it. And your story is, I wish I could say that was the first time I've heard somebody say something like that, but I've heard a lot of young people say that they have struggled with depression or self-harm or feelings of self-worthlessness, and somehow some thread that they pulled from Supernatural and its expanding community has provided comfort to them, and that's really amazing. So know that you are a part of a community here, and that there's a lot of people that are willing to help. By the way, we're just getting that crisis support network set up, and it's really coming together great. And I think we're going to post some update about it like tomorrow. So that's and I think that it's very common for people to struggle. I think most people have some struggle in their early lives. I know that I did. Our family did not have a lot of money. We were homeless a lot and struggled with some of the issues around poverty. But we had a very loving nuclear family that was very important to me, and I think that was, that helped me a lot get through hard times. And I also think that, I hate to say it, but I wouldn't change any of the bad things that I went through, because I feel like, I learned from them. They made me stronger. That sounds trite, and it's not always true that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Sometimes what doesn't kill you almost kills you, and that's not good. Yeah, I don't know. I guess all I can say is that luckily you may have landed in a spot that has a community that is supportive and loving and will help. So, oh, and you have somebody that loves you right there. That's nice. Hi.
Hi. So in Seattle, you sold Girl Scout cookies, and in Phoenix, you bought us pizza. So what's next on the Misha food tour?
I see what's happened. Now it's like, oh, that was a shit panel. He gave us nothing. I skipped lunch because I assumed he was going to bring food. Last time I go to a Misha panel, I don't know. We didn't even get a cake for poor Jackie. Sorry. Do you have any ideas?
Cannoli's good.
Do you have a good cannoli? Do you have a line on a good cannoli dealer?
Only back in Idaho, where I'm from.
Okay.
So if you want to fly it in.
Okay, great. So I'm now like chartering a jet full of cannolis trying to rush it in time for Jared and Jensen's panel. The cookies my kids made, those were delicious.
Pizza's good.
I've done I've done some episodes of this show that we call in our house and on the internet, Cooking Fast and Fresh with West. And it's basically, for those of you who haven't seen it, it's basically my son like grabs whatever off of the grocery store shelves and then makes a catastrophic mess in the kitchen and cooks it all together in some horrific poisonous concoction that I then pretend to enjoy. And it looks very fun, and we edit out all the parts of the video where I'm like, stop it, you shit, and everybody posts, like, oh my God, you're the best dad ever. I'm totally gonna do this with my kids. And you know, people always do that. People always post like, oh my God, I'm gonna totally do this with my kids. And then that account goes dormant and you never hear from them again. And I know what's happened. They've gone through a similar experience and it's been very traumatic for everybody involved, and they're no longer speaking to their children. And you know, this initially started because my son is very sort of independent and strong-willed, and we'd go to the grocery store, we'd go shopping, we'd come home, and they'd be like, what the fucking ham hock? Like, we don't eat pig's feet, what are these doing? And like, we just have these weird items that we had never even noticed on the grocery store shelves in there. Or like fluorescent colored candies in like the big super packs. I'm like, I don't actually know how they managed to get checked out. I think he must have had like a total strategy. He'd put it in, he'd put it under something else, and then he'd slip it up onto the belt, and then he'd like go and like pee in the aisle while they're checking it out. So we were, no, don't do that. And then it would wind up in a bag, and we'd get home and we'd be like, who the hell got 15 pounds of Swedish fish? And so we do these things, and this really was, he sort of started it, and we basically, like the first one, we were just basically filming what was already happening in our house. But I would caution you, don't do that with your children. Like, it sets them on the wrong course, where they think that they can just create explosions in your kitchen. And now I'm like, what do you think you're doing? Like, what kind of an animal does this at 6:30 in the morning? Like, all I want to do is I want a fucking cup of tea, and I can't have that because there's like soggy Cheerios mashed into every corner of the couch. Like this, who gave you this idea? And he's like, Dad, you did. You made those videos, and everybody thinks they're funny. So, just be aware. It's very dangerous.
Hi. Misha, it's so nice to see you.
Good to see you. One more thing, but just since I mentioned couches, we were we got a new couch because we set up like a basement that doesn't have any windows, and I was like, this is going to be awesome because we had this old projector. We'll project on the wall, and we'll like be able to watch big things on the wall. It'll be like a movie theater, except for very, very low resolution. And so we got a couch down in the basement, and the kids don't really watch much TV. Like, we don't allow them to watch TV for the most part, because TV, as you know, pollutes your brain. And so Mason, she was down there, and she was we're watching the Olympics, a very exciting Olympic men's volleyball, and she's like, wow, really into it. And so she took off her clothes, and she's like, sort of like going like this on the couch, like almost like shadowing their moves, like that. And then she goes, uh-oh, Dad, uh-oh, oh no, Dad, oh no. And I'm like, what? I'm pooping. And long story short, she pooped a lot. And she was like, sorry, Mason, for telling the story. I'll never do it again. But she caught a lot of it in her hand because she was like, and then she realized, like, what am I going to do with this? And then she was like, and this is all because we don't allow her to watch TV, it turned out. Because she was so excited to be watching TV that she didn't want to go to the bathroom. So she was like, I don't want to miss, I'll miss a some TV, and there's such precious little television time. Oh, hi guys. This is an unfortunate glimpse into a Misha panel. We don't normally talk about stuff like this. That's weird that you're there.
That's exactly how I imagined your house was.
Note to self, don't sit on the couch.
How long have you guys been there?
For a while.
Thank you. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, it was a mess, but we got it all clean. She went up to the bathroom. I carried her like up to the bathroom, and I was like, basically, finish on the toilet. She was like, okay. But first I gotta wash my hands. And then she peed all over the floor while she was it was great.
Awesome. It says a lot about Mason, about television,
yeah.
parenting.
About parenting.
Was Mason's answer the same as Wes when you said, who taught you how to poop all over the furniture? You did, Dad. You made those videos and people think they're funny. You want to do one last one?
Okay.
Let's do it.
I just wanted to ask you a show-related question. When you have to do a physical part, when Dean was really whomping on Castiel with the Stein, he killed the Steins, and then Castiel talked to him. How do you prepare for a really physical scene like that where you get thrown all over the place?
What did you say? You can always tell when someone says inappropriate things because there's a smattering of cackling around. So to prepare for a scene, if we're going to do very sort of precise, like stage combat stuff, it's very important for everybody to get very inebriated in advance. Just limber you up. We do a little bit of practicing. You know, we rehearse it so that you know. I don't know if you know this, but we don't just like go randomly swinging at each other and hope that we don't hit each other. We actually say, all right, you're gonna do 2 punches, and then you're gonna get up off the ground, and you're gonna kick him in the balls, and you're gonna bite his ear and rip it off. And, so we sort of meticulously choreograph it. We'll do a version of it in a wide shot, and then we'll do some close-up shots, and then they'll do a pass with the stunt guys, and those are all the ones that look legitimate. We had one scene where Sam was possessed by, what's his name? Gadriel. And the idea is Cass comes out of nowhere and just punched him and knocked his lights out, right? And everybody, for some reason, like Bob Singer and Jensen and a bunch of some writers, everybody happened to be behind the monitors at this point. And we did the first take, and everybody was like, yeah, that was hilarious. And, oh, you were serious? Because apparently my like big knockout punch to Gadriel had looked like. So that was a slightly sobering moment for me. I mean, they really came out like, you got it, that was. Oh. Okay. Thank you.
Great story, man. Home run. Don't. Misha Collins, how has this year in Minneapolis compared to last year in Minneapolis? Are you enjoying this year better?
What was it that you said in the hallway? Richard came up in the hallway and he was like, hey, you know, if you're feeling like nostalgic or anything, we could, you know, maybe go out later, arrange for a mugging.
In fairness, I offered to mug you myself. I'd rally up some thugs and mug you.
Yeah, no, so far it's been very boring compared to last year.
Yeah.
Very boring, yeah. which is great.
And it's weird walking around with your wallet in your pants, probably. That's gonna feel strange. I've never been to Minneapolis with my own phone.
I can see out of both eyes.
Hey, I can smile without blood pooling in my mouth. But we digress. I would argue too soon.
Somehow, I think their emotional reaction to your money, which is a horrific thing. We're now laughing about it in hindsight. They're like, hey, Rich, Misha, Rob, come on. But let's not joke about that. That's not funny. But boy, they cackled like crazy people about you shitting on the couch, man. Well, the gloves come off when it comes to kids ruining crap with crap. You people, you confusing lot. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, an unharmed Misha Collins.